It's 1974 and a little boy is daydreaming of space exploration. No, it's not Elon Musk. This little boy wanted to be the first person on Mars, and while that sounds like the dream of every child, Stockton was more serious than you would imagine. Although this dream never came to fruition, he explored under the sea and ran a successful submarine company until his tragic death in 2023. Before his death, he lived a life filled with resilience and consistency. Here's the story of Stockton Rush. The man who convinced some of the world's billionaires to embark on the most dangerous and perhaps most thrilling journeys ever in the history of mankind. We at Business Chronicles tell the stories of extraordinarily successful people. Please subscribe to our channel to help us in making more videos. Stockton Rush was born into an upper-class family in San Francisco, California. His parents, Stockton Rush Jr. and Ellen Davies, had their roots as far back as the American independence. His maternal grandparents were Irish immigrants, and his grandfather fought for his way in American society. Ralph K. Davies, his grandfather, was dirt poor but found a career for himself in oil and gas, and became the youngest person to be a director at Standard Oil. Ralph K. Davies brought wealth into the family, and when his daughter Ellen got married to Stockton's father, he also benefited. Rush was a brilliant kid and loved adventures and discovering things for himself. By the time he was 12, he had picked up scuba diving, but above all else, he loved space and hoped to explore it someday. His vision was so clear that Stockton became the youngest jet transport-rated pilot at 19 and tried to join the military as an aviator. But his visual acuity hindered him from getting the opportunity, so he went to Princeton University to study aerospace engineering. After graduating from Princeton, Stockton worked under McDonnell Douglas as a flight test engineer for the F-15 program. In case you don't know, the McDonnell Douglas F-15 program was an aircraft designed for the U.S. military. He worked there briefly before leaving to get his master's in business administration at the University of California, Berkeley. After his master's program in 1989, he moved to Washington to run remote control technology. During this period, he built an experimental airplane that he flew to different locations. Coming from a rich family afforded him the opportunity to try out different job opportunities and work in new places as he deemed fit. But remember that one of the things that Stockton was good at and really enjoyed doing as a kid was scuba diving. In 2006, he had his first opportunity to go on a submarine trip in British Columbia. This trip changed Stockton completely. He became mesmerized and drawn to ocean exploration at lower depths. Stockton's interest only grew bigger, and the next thing on his mind was how he could lay his hands on a submersible. He started looking into purchasing a submersible and found out that there were only about 100 private submarines owned. It wasn't just Herculean to build one, it was impossible. Guess what Stockton did? If you've been following the story, then you already know what a go-getter he is. So, just like you would expect from him, annoyed or determined or both, Stockton built a miniature submersible using blueprints he got from a retired U.S. Navy submarine commander. It was 13 feet long and capable of diving as deep as 33 feet. He didn't stop trying to get one. He even tried to buy Steve Fawcett's submarine in 2007 but failed. When Stockton couldn't get his personal submarine or buy Fawcett's own, he started exploring the ocean tourism market. He discovered that using submersibles to explore the ocean would be a great alternative to the time and gear required for scuba diving. So in 2009, Stockton and his business partner Guillermo Sonline launched Oceangate. When Stockton created Oceangate with his friend, his intention was to create a small fleet of 5-person commercial submersibles that could be leased by any organization or group of individuals. Stockton knew what he wanted. He wanted to attract the eccentric, wealthy individuals. Well, they're always willing to risk their fortunes on dangerous adventures. It was a good plan if you ask, but years down the line, things went sour. Stockton and his friend got to work. They had a lot to do. After doing so much hard work, they launched their first submersible, which they called Antipodes. And just like that, Antipodes had gone on about 130 dives between 2010 and 2013, transporting tourist groups to Catalina Island off the coast of California, and attracting passengers who paid at least $7,500 and $40,000 per person depending on the trip. Stockton was impressed. Things were going smoothly, and the only thing left was to figure out how he could improve tourist experience. Stockton wanted them to have maximum fun on those trips. So Stockton went ahead and hired marine biologists, bringing them on board as expert guides. Everything was going well and Oceangates was growing, but Stockton wasn't satisfied. Stockton felt that the company could do more, much more. So in 2013, the company decided to design its own submersible, which he named Cyclops. Now Sunline wasn't having it. This wasn't what they agreed. Stockton had transformed Oceangate from what they initially planned it to be to include engineering, which was something only Stockton was interested in. Sunline left the company in 2013 but remained a majority shareholder in the company. Despite his departure, Stockton continued running the company. In 2016, Stockton ordered the first titanium components for Cyclops 2 in 2016, which he later renamed Titan in 2018. And in 2020, this Titan started taking deep-sea trips exploring the wreckage of the Titanic that is 12,500 feet under the Atlantic Ocean. The Titan takes one trip every year, each seat costing a whopping $250,000. But on its third and final trip in 2023, disaster struck. The Titan was nowhere to be found. Then the saddest news hit the internet. The Titan had imploded during an expedition to the Titanic in June 2023, killing all the 5 occupants, including Stockton himself. It took a 4-day search by international rescue teams to discover some parts of Titan some 500 meters away from the bow of Titanic. This has caused all Oceangate's expeditions to be closed indefinitely. It is sad to see what Stockton believed strongly in finally led to his death. On the other hand, Stockton was always ready to take risks, and his friends and family will always be proud of him. Rush was married to Wendy Weil, and they had 2 children. In a coincidental twisted turn of fate, Wendy's great-grandparents, Isidore and Ada Ben Staus, were also victims of the original Titanic disaster. Stockton Rush was a man who believed that persistence could get him anywhere. He was a daredevil, and whatever he put his mind to, he did his best to achieve it. There were several warnings regarding the safety of the Titan. Even the Marine Technology Society warned that it could be catastrophic. But as always, courage can be foolhardy. He dismissed all the warnings, and the disaster that struck took his life alongside 4 others. Stockton's story shows that consistency does pay off, but may not always produce the results you want. We'll let you decide for yourself what to think of Stockton. Was he stubborn and foolish, or was he courageous with a stroke of bad luck that ended everything? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching our video. Subscribe to our channel to watch more videos like this.